Really? Not even like half a page or an entire page? Not even like one panel? Just small letters at the bottom of a page? Really? Hey guys, Lunar27 here, bringing you Bleach chapter 543, Letters. So, the chapter begins with, of course, Juha Bach saying that he has an announcement to say to his Sternritters. He calls forth Uryuu. Yeah, this has something to do with Uryuu, and I probably should have mentioned this in the previous chapter, but considering other people have said it, the Quincy's, they got a Nazi motif going on. I mean, when you, like, in the first page, you see, like, a banner with the Quincy cross symbol on it. I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Sternritters have their own little salute. Like the Heil. It's just... Jeez. So what is this announcement that Juha Bach has to say? Well, he said that Uryuu Shida, who is the lone Quincy survivor in this world, not really if you count Ryuken, but I guess that doesn't count. But since Juha Bach considers Uryuu as one of the very last Quincy's in the world of the living, he nominates him as his successor. Of course, everybody is surprised by this. Oh, and by the way, what the frig? Asnot and Nanana are alive? Okay, seriously, Asnot, Nanana, and the Mohawk Quincy, I think his name was Bazzbee. I think that's what he was called. They were scorched by Yamamoto's Ryujinjaka, and they came out of this okay? Okay, it was probably because of the blood vein, but then again, really? I guess these three are more important than we think. But then again, if Haribel's Fracciones got scorched by Yamamoto's Ryujinjaka and lived, and I guess I wouldn't be surprised if 3 Quincy's survived. Everybody was surprised by this, especially since they don't even know who Uryuu Shida is. Bazzbee was about to say something, saying that he was totally against the idea, but he is stopped by Jugo. Apparently that's Haschwald's real name. It's Jugo Haschwalth, I think. Juha Bach says that protests will not be tolerated. Your opinions are not needed. This man's strength will be made known to you all in the coming battles. And that was basically it. That was basically the announcement. Uryuu Shida is now the successor to Juha Bach, the future heir to all the Vandenreich and the Quincy's. Uryuu does know that Juha Bach was technically responsible for his mother's death, right? I want to believe that Uryuu's doing a coup d'etat. I mean, like, being a double agent like Gin was, but I guess we'll just have to wait to see when the Quincy's fight against the Shinigami again. In the Vandenreich Palace after the announcement, a group of Sternritters talking about this. One of them is actually totally against the idea of Uryuu being the successor. And we actually introduced to 4 of the Quincy's that we've seen. The first one was the Luchador Quincy. He's Sternritter S, Masque de Masculine. Sternritter K, BG9. That's his name, yeah, BG9. What, is he a freaking cyborg or something? Wait, Cyborg Quincy. Then we're introduced to Sternritter I, Kang Do. I think he was the Ezio Quincy that had the hood on. I think he was also the one that stole Toshiro's Bankai. And then we're introduced to Sternritter H, Bazzbee. Okay, it was not Bazzbee, it's Bazzbee. He was the one, the Mohawk Quincy that was totally against Uryuu being the heir. And by the way, oh my god, Bazzbee is like, when one of the Sternritter servants, I think, I'm not sure, was offering them a drink. Oh my god, Bazzbee was like, fuck off, bitch, I don't want one. Oh boy. He decides to go to speak with Juha Bach. Masque the Masculine. This is gonna be weird. I'm just gonna call him Mask. Might as well. Okay, Mask is totally against the idea because you know what Juha Bach does when people are totally against his ideas. He runs into Haschwalth, and we learned that he is Sternritter B, Jugram Haschwalth. So his real name is Jugram Haschwalth. Now I'm gonna call him Haschwalth. and he is the B Sternritter. So, that actually explains like why he's mostly around Juha Bach. He's the second in command, I guess, the right hand man. And I guess Juha Bach would be A. Anyway, they have their Haschwalth and Bazzbee have their conversation. Bazzbee actually was okay if Haschwalth was gonna be Juha Bach's successor, and he asked him if he was really okay with it, the fact that Uryuu was going to be the successor instead of Haschwalth. But Haschwalth basically said that this is His Majesty's will, nothing more, nothing less. There's no room for debate, nothing to go against it. He's basically like okay with it, I guess, even if he's not. He just won't say anything because this is Juha Bach's choice, his decision, and he has no say in it whatsoever. Bazzbee was going all like, okay, if you're being such a coward about it, maybe I'll be Juha Bach's successor. Is he gonna be the first to die? So it looks like these two are gonna fight because you see Haschwalth reaching his sword. Yeah, but they're stopped by some sort of black thing. I don't know. Turns out it was. I don't know what the hell the black thing was, but apparently they're stopped by another Sternritter, and he just looks like he looks like a weird ass Bishounen version of Aizen. That's all I could possibly describe the guy. I mean, he even does have Aizen's haircut. He is Sternritter D, Asken Nak Levar. Definitely have a lot of variety. The reason Asken stopped Bazzbee and Haschwalth from fighting was because, Juha Bach doesn't like fighting. He proved it, what he did to Ludus, Friggin, and Ivan. I'm surprised I still remember their names. He said that they have a spectator, and it's some guy named Yajiuma, and apparently he's got an eye on them. And when I mean eye, I mean like an eye on his staff. So yeah, we learned another Sternritter. We know his name is Yajiuma. He has a staff with an eye and wings on it. I wonder what his letter is. Asken tells him that nothing will come out of fighting each other here. You'll become nothing more than poisoned. But you knew that, didn't you, next king? And does this mean that Haschwalth... We know that Haschwalth's not the real king. I mean, he's going to be the next king, but Uryuu was the successor. Or maybe it was because that Asken believes that he is the true next king, or something like that. Anyway, we cut back to Uryuu and Juha Bach. They're having a little ceremony to initiate him being his successor, which basically is him drinking something out of a sake cup. Don't know if it's actually alcohol or it could be Juha Bach's blood. Hey, it could be. I don't know. He said that now that the ceremony is over, that Uryuu's power should begin to awaken. Juha Bach is gonna show him the contents of a script. It's basically a special scroll for the Quincy's, and that he'll be ranked Sternritter A, the same as Juha Bach. Yeah, I was right, Juha Bach's name was A. And that's basically it from the chapter. Honestly, it was okay. I mean, the announcement was basically Uryuu becoming the successor, although we don't know if Uryuu has truly gone bad. I mean, is he now evil, or is he just being a double agent? I'm hoping he's a double agent because I don't know, part of me wants to believe that he's good. I mean, after everything he went through, everything he did with Ichigo, Chad, Orihime, Rukia, all those Shinigami, it was hard to believe that he would actually turn traitor. But then again, he's a Quincy. The new enemy are Quincy's. But then again, what does this hold for Ryuken? What will Ryuken's role be? That's what I want to know. Uryuu is gonna obtain the same techniques that the Sternritters will have. Maybe he'll have his own medallion to steal a Bankai of his own. I'm gonna definitely see that possibly Uryuu and Ichigo will eventually fight in the next battle. So with that being said, I guess next week's chapter we could, go back to Ichigo now. See him training with his new Zanpakutos. I mean, I still want to know like what his new Zangetsus can do. But then again, I also want to see some of the new Quincy techniques that Uryuu is going to learn, but knowing the pacing of the chapters, we'll probably have to go back to Ichigo now. Unless there is actually something interesting that we're going to learn back in the Vanarak Palace. Now, the thing with Haschwalth, Asken told him that he is the next king. And I'm guessing that Asken believes that Haschwalth is the true next king, or maybe he is the next king. Overall, this chapter was also okay. We learned some of the Quincy's names. That's pretty cool. Uryuu's the successor of Juha Bach. That one's also cool too. That's just basically it. We do learn something is going on between Haschwalth and Juha Bach, since he was called the next king. He is, of course, Bach's right-hand man, of course. So wait, does this mean that he's also going to be Uryuu's right-hand man? I'm still saying that next week we'll probably go back to Ichigo and seeing what happens next. Probably he'll go to the next palace, or he'll probably train to use his new Zanpakutos. So yeah, that is Bleach chapter 543. Tell me, what do you guys think about this chapter in the comment section down below. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Also, I have a Facebook fan page. It's linked down below. Check it out if you like. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm Miss Brown 37, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.